One minute you're relaxing by the fire, the next a ranger's knocking, telling you to leave now. It happens to newbies, families, even seasoned RVers. One small mistake can ruin your trip or get you blacklisted for good. These are the shocking reasons RVers get kicked out, and how to avoid them. Let's get rolling. Dumping your RV's gray or black water tanks illegally is one of the fastest ways to get kicked out of an RV park and possibly banned for life. What might seem like a minor shortcut can lead to serious legal and environmental consequences. RV parks provide clearly marked sewer hookups and designated dump stations for a reason. Dumping wastewater onto the ground, into storm drains, or behind your site violates park rules and state laws, potentially resulting in fines, eviction, or criminal charges. Black water from toilets and gray water from sinks and showers contain harmful bacteria, chemicals, and contaminants. When released improperly, this waste pollutes drinking water sources, attracts pests, and creates health hazards for other campers, pets, and wildlife. Common excuses like, "It's just dishwater" or "the dump station is full" don't matter to park management. With surveillance cameras now widespread, illegal dumping is easily caught and reported. Many RV parks share blacklists of rule breakers, meaning one mistake can follow you from campground to campground. Beyond legal consequences, illegal dumping damages the reputation of the entire RV community, which prides itself on leaving no trace and respecting nature. Always locate the legal dump station before setting up, use proper sewer hoses with tight fittings, and ask campground hosts if you're unsure about procedures. Handle your waste responsibly every time. Disrespecting quiet hours is a fast track to eviction from RV parks. Most campgrounds enforce quiet times between 10 p.m. and 7 a.m., and violations can result in warnings or immediate removal. Common violations include blaring music, loud conversations around campfires, late-night parties, and running noisy generators. Even excessive dog barking or slamming RV doors can irritate neighbors in tightly packed campgrounds. Quiet hours exist because RV parks are shared spaces where people come to relax and sleep peacefully before traveling. Unlike hotels, sound travels easily through thin RV walls, tents, and open windows, making noise violations particularly disruptive. Many parks follow a "one warning, then you're out" policy. After a neighbor complains, management may give you one chance to quiet down. Repeat offenses or confrontational behavior can lead to immediate eviction without refunds. Family-friendly and senior parks have even stricter expectations. Violations can result in negative reviews, corporate complaints, and blacklisting from entire park networks. Respecting quiet hours isn't just about following rules. It's about being a considerate neighbor and maintaining access to the places you enjoy camping. Uncontrolled or aggressive pets are among the fastest ways to get ejected from RV campgrounds. While pets are a beloved part of RV life, they come with serious responsibilities that park management strictly enforces. Most RV parks require pets on leashes at all times outside your rig, specifically short, controlled leashes of 6 feet or less, not retractable ones that let dogs roam freely. Dogs wandering into other sites, chasing children, or barking excessively will quickly generate complaints. The ultimate deal breaker is aggression. If your dog growls, snaps, or bites another camper, pet, or employee, that's immediate ejection with no warnings or second chances. Parks maintain zero-tolerance policies for aggressive behavior, especially when dogs are off-leash or unmuzzled. Size doesn't matter. Even small breeds causing constant barking or unpredictable behavior can result in removal. Failing to clean up after pets is equally problematic, creating health code violations and ruining access for other pet owners. Many parks now require vaccination records and enforce breed restrictions. You may be asked to leave for lacking proper documentation or if other campers feel unsafe. To avoid pet-related evictions, keep animals leashed at all times, avoid retractable leashes in crowded areas, clean up immediately, never leave barking dogs unattended, consider muzzles for reactive dogs, and be honest about your pet's behavior when booking. RV parks aren't dog parks. They're shared spaces where safety comes first. Not paying campground fees on time is a surprisingly common reason RVers get kicked out of parks. Whether intentional or accidental, Unpaid fees are considered theft of services, and management takes this seriously. Most campgrounds operate on a prepaid model where you pay up front at check-in. For extended stays, you must renew before your reservation expires. Failing to pay even 1 day past your checkout time makes you unauthorized to remain on the property, technically trespassing. Problems escalate when campers leave without paying for extra nights, use full hookups after paying for dry camping, extend stays without office notification, or move to different sites without approval. Even honest mistakes appear dishonest if not addressed immediately. Some RVers hope to quietly overstay unnoticed, but parks track occupancy daily and know exactly who's paid. Others attempt to skip payment entirely, particularly at smaller parks without gates or security. These establishments often blacklist problem guests, and reputations spread through RV communities and social media groups. Avoiding payment issues is straightforward. Pay up front and keep receipts, track your checkout date, visit the office early for extensions since parks fill quickly, never use unpaid amenities like hookups or laundry, and be honest about mistakes since managers often work with transparent guests. RV parks are businesses. If you don't pay, you don't stay. Unpaid fees aren't just poor manners, but grounds for removal and potential criminal trespassing charges. Improper RV setup might seem like a personal issue, but in campgrounds, your setup directly affects safety, infrastructure, and other campers. Poor setup practices can lead to hazards, fines, and immediate eviction. Major violations start with sewer and water hookups. Leaking sewer hoses or missing required sewer collars create sanitation code violations and raw sewage exposure, guaranteed grounds for removal. Electrical safety is equally critical. Damaged cords, unauthorized splitters, bypassed breakers, or overloaded systems create fire hazards. Parks monitoring flickering lights or tripped breakers may cut power and evict you immediately. Site encroachment presents another problem. Extending awnings, slides, grills, or furniture beyond your boundaries into neighbors' spaces or driveways violates fire codes and spacing requirements, especially in wooded or high-density areas. Other dangerous setups include improper leveling, causing tipped rigs or slide failures, leaving exposed cables across walkways, and using makeshift supports like bricks under jacks instead of proper equipment. Park managers view these as accidents waiting to happen. Since they're liable for property safety, they act quickly on potential hazards. Some offer correction opportunities, but others won't wait, particularly for repeat offenders. Stay compliant by using proper RV-rated equipment, keeping sites neat within boundaries, asking for setup help when unsure, and inspecting gear before trips. Bad setups aren't just eyesores, they're liabilities that parks won't tolerate. Threatening or abusive behavior is the fastest way to get ejected from RV parks. Whether yelling at staff, intimidating campers, or arguing with neighbors, campgrounds maintain zero tolerance for aggression and will remove you immediately. Campgrounds are peaceful, shared spaces where people come to relax, not handle drama. When someone becomes verbally abusive, hostile, or physically intimidating, it transforms from inconvenience to safety concern. This behavior includes yelling or cursing at staff over rules or fees, shouting matches with neighbors about noise or pets, making threats even when blowing off steam, and public outbursts involving alcohol or stress that escalate to shouting or throwing objects. Physical violence isn't required. Verbal threats or intimidation alone warrant immediate removal. Park owners have duties to protect guests and staff. Making anyone feel unsafe is sufficient grounds for eviction. Once labeled a problem guest, your reputation follows you. Many campgrounds, especially within regions or networks, share internal notes about troublesome visitors. One outburst can make finding future accommodations much harder. RV life brings stress from breakdowns, weather, and neighbor conflicts, but handling problems with respect and patience is your responsibility. Escalating conflicts jeopardizes your entire trip. Avoid problems by speaking calmly to staff, going through management instead of confronting campers directly, walking away to cool down when upset, moderating alcohol consumption, and documenting rather than escalating when others act aggressively. Campgrounds don't care who started conflicts. If you're perceived as threatening, you're out without refunds or arguments. Overcrowding your RV might seem harmless, but it's a fast track to campground eviction. RV parks maintain strict occupancy limits based on septic capacity, fire safety regulations, site spacing, and health codes. That extra guest could trigger infrastructure failure or code violations. Every park sets maximum occupancy per campsite and RV unit. Violations typically involve more overnight guests than declared at check-in or excessive daytime visitors overtaking sites, parking illegally, or using unpaid amenities. When RVs designed for 4 people accommodate 7 using air mattresses, floor space, or ground tents, management must act, especially with fire marshals or inspectors present. Parks monitor bathroom traffic, hookup overuse, loud gatherings, and extra vehicles. Sites resembling block parties attract immediate attention. Many parks issue wristbands, vehicle passes, or gate codes to track actual occupants. Undeclared tent camping creates additional problems since sites may not be rated for tents or the extra people weren't registered, leading to fines or eviction. Avoid overcrowding issues by declaring all overnight guests, including children, asking about daytime visitor policies, respecting your RV's legal sleeping capacity, reserving multiple sites for larger groups, and notifying parks when guests stay overnight. Parks aren't trying to ruin your fun. They're protecting property, permits, and everyone's safety. Gaming the system by sneaking extra people in will likely result in removal requests. Honest communication about your group size prevents problems and ensures everyone enjoys their stay safely. Drug use or even suspicion of it can result in instant eviction from RV parks. Campground owners maintain zero tolerance for anything risking their property, reputation, or guest safety. Getting caught or accused leads to immediate removal, often involving law enforcement. Most RV parks are family-oriented businesses in counties with strict controlled substance regulations. When staff, campers, or neighbors smell something unusual, observe suspicious behavior, or hear about drug use, they report it immediately. Management doesn't investigate. They act fast. Even where substances like marijuana are legal, private property owners can prohibit drug use entirely on their land. These rules are enforced without discussion. Using drugs outside your RV, regardless of discretion, can trigger removal. Consumption isn't the only concern. Being seen dealing, sharing, or hosting suspicious guests raises red flags. Parks want no association with potential criminal activity. Some employ security patrols or police monitoring. Sites with excessive activity, especially at odd hours, attract visits and possible eviction orders. Guilt by association is dangerous. If group members or guests use or distribute drugs, you're held responsible. Your name gets recorded, and future bookings may be denied based on rule violation history, even without criminal charges. Stay compliant by never using illegal drugs, being cautious about site visitors, not tolerating guest drug use on property, and checking campground policies before using legal substances. RV parks avoid trouble. The mere appearance of drug activity warrants removal without questions. Respect rules and leave risky habits behind to maintain camping privileges. Showing up with an RV in visibly poor condition is one of the fastest ways to get turned away or kicked out of campgrounds. Many parks enforce strict policies about RV appearance, safety, and condition on their property. This relates to the 10-year rule some parks use to exclude older rigs, especially those appearing dilapidated, damaged, or poorly maintained. However, age isn't everything. A well-maintained 30-year-old RV may be welcome, while a damaged 5-year-old unit could result in removal. Poor condition red flags include peeling paint, rust or delamination, torn or taped awnings, broken or missing windows and doors, exposed wiring with duct tape fixes, sagging slide-outs, flat tires, leaking fluids, or hanging parts. Parks enforce these standards for multiple reasons. Safety is primary. Poorly maintained RVs risk leaking, catching fire, or damaging utilities. Aesthetics matter too, since guests paying hundreds for resort-like experiences don't want rundown RVs spoiling their views. It's also about preventing semi-permanent trailer park situations where people move into old rigs full-time. Avoid problems by maintaining your RV's exterior through cleaning, painting, and repairs, replacing broken visible parts like windows and lights, sending advance photos to older rig-restricted campgrounds for pre-approval, and considering boondocking or informal parks for project rigs until properly restored. RV parks have every right protecting their image and standards. If your rig appears unsafe, unsanitary, or neglected, expect removal requests even after payment. Every RV park has rules, and ignoring them is one of the fastest ways to get kicked out, sometimes without warning. While rules vary between campgrounds, disregarding policies, whether major offenses or accumulated minor violations, will end your stay quickly. Park rules aren't created to annoy but to protect safety, guest experience, and infrastructure. They cover quiet hours, pet control, speed limits, parking boundaries, campfire usage, and even clotheslines or decorations. Common violations include driving too fast through campgrounds, especially near children or pets, letting kids wander unsupervised, parking in empty sites or across multiple spaces, walking through other campsites as shortcuts, setting up equipment in restricted areas, and leaving trash out overnight, which attracts wildlife. You might dismiss violations as just one little thing, but parks manage dozens of daily campers. Rule breakers create staff stress and set bad examples. Repeat offenders or those acting entitled when corrected become liabilities rather than guests. Campers kicked out for no reason often received multiple quiet warnings about leashing dogs, slowing down, or stopping music that they ignored. After second warnings and neighbor complaints, management reaches their limit. Many parks maintain guest notes and incident reports. Repeated rule breaking or accumulated minor issues can result in denied extensions or immediate removal. Avoid problems by reading park rules upon arrival, treating all rules as non-negotiable regardless of seeming trivial, asking the office about uncertainties, and teaching children and guests the rules since you're responsible for their actions. Parks maintain order, not control. Respect rules to stay welcome. RV parks are designed for temporary stays, not permanent residency, unless they specifically advertise long-term sites. Overstaying your welcome or attempting to squat beyond your booking is a major violation resulting in immediate eviction. Most campgrounds operate under strict zoning regulations, defining them as recreational facilities, not residential housing. Local laws often limit guest stays within 30 or 60-day periods. Allowing overstays could cost parks their licenses or result in fines. Some campers attempt rule bending by booking under multiple names, quietly staying past checkout dates, repeatedly claiming they need one more night, or rotating between nearby parks to appear compliant. Others refuse to leave after reservations end, forcing management to call law enforcement for formal eviction. This strains staff, disrupts operations, and blocks new guests from reserved spots. Extreme cases involve squatters who stop paying entirely, disconnect from offices, and treat sites like permanent property. They may install fences, storage items, outdoor furniture, or attempt minor construction. These actions typically result in permanent bans and potential trespassing charges. This behavior is taken seriously because unauthorized long-term stays can void campground insurance, create legal liability with municipalities, frustrate other campers seeking spots, and drain water, sewer, and electrical resources. Avoid squatter flags by knowing your checkout date and planning ahead, requesting extensions early rather than last minute, avoiding permanent-looking structures or excessive outdoor items, and being honest about intentions while seeking parks that allow long-term stays. Campgrounds aren't housing substitutes. They operate on short-term reservations for specific reasons. Noisy generators running at inappropriate times are among the most common and annoying campground offenses. While generators can be essential for rigs without hookups, using them at wrong times or places leads to warnings, complaints, and eventual eviction. Most RV parks post clear generator rules, including designated hours like 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. to 6 p.m., no generator zones near tent sites or quiet areas, and requirements for quiet models under specific decibel limits. Many RVers ignore these rules, assuming paid spots grant unlimited generator use. However, generator noise travels extensively, especially during quiet nighttime hours. Disturbing neighbors or running generators during restricted times violates park policies and basic campground etiquette. Some campers attempt hiding noise with boxes or baffles, potentially creating fire hazards by restricting airflow. Others assume brief uses for microwaves or battery charging are acceptable, but even short bursts during restricted hours generate complaints, especially when repeated. Old, loud, or smelly generators increase eviction risks. Parks prioritize peaceful environments, and disruptive equipment causing tension or ruining experiences makes removing offenders easier than managing unhappy guests. Avoid generator-related evictions by learning each park's specific rules, running generators only during approved hours, investing in quiet inverter generators that cause less disruption, booking full hookup sites instead of dry camping when needing consistent power, and avoiding assumptions that everyone else does it, since most people stay quietly annoyed until situations escalate. Your generator backup plan represents noise pollution to others. Respect limits, control volume, and don't push boundaries. RV parks rarely offer second chances for generator abuse. Leaving trash behind may seem minor, but it's a major RV park problem that gets campers kicked out faster than almost anything else. Whether it's messy sites, overflowing bins, or blatant littering, staff and guests have zero tolerance for those who can't maintain clean areas. Most RV parks pride themselves on clean, scenic, safe environments. Guests expect well-kept places to enjoy nature, not locations requiring navigation past beer cans, food wrappers, or garbage piles. When sites become messy, it affects everyone's experience and damages park reputations. Common violations include leaving trash bags outside overnight, attracting raccoons, skunks, and bears, allowing garbage to blow into neighboring sites or natural areas, ignoring designated dumpsters or recycling bins, letting children scatter toys, food, or wrappers throughout sites, and abandoning grill residue, cigarette butts, or pet waste. Many RVers don't realize that leftover items can cause insect infestations, rodent problems, or fire hazards. Management typically issues warnings for consistently messy sites, but continued violations result in removal requests. Some campers treat areas behind or under rigs as storage zones, collecting broken chairs, boxes, and old equipment, creating junkyard aesthetics. Such clutter raises major red flags and receives swift action. Leaving trash during checkout is worse. Parks inspect sites before re-renting, and messes like food scraps, boxes, or black tank accessories typically result in return blacklisting. Cleaning up after pets immediately, ensuring nothing remains when packing up, and maintaining tidy sites throughout stays. Sharing space means sharing responsibility. Treat campgrounds like dumps, and they'll treat your reservations similarly. The scariest part? Most RVers don't even know they're doing something wrong until it's too late. What shocked you the most today? Tell us in the comments. We want to hear from you. Then head to our next video where we break down RV laws you're probably breaking without even realizing it. Click now and stay one step ahead on the road.